Alright, game versus Lightning. We are a little bit into the first shift of the game, and we're getting a zone entry right here. And here is something I wanted to pick out. So we went cross ice pass. I think I would have preferred to see. So right here, you can see how everyone has been drawn here. This is a really perfect opportunity for Rayhan if you had driven the net quick. And we could probably just send it down either on a shot or a pass, lead you right in there. But right, you didn't have as much hustle as we would have maybe preferred, but that's okay. We got the puck across. Here's the other thing that I noticed is that we are too focused on throwing pucks towards the middle. It's kind of a bad habit that we're working on. So make sure we are seeing where the puck is going towards. So this is a blind kind of a toss. It still ended up working because it got to Fee, and then she does the same thing where she does a blind toss towards the middle and it hits a body, right? It hits this player. So the double toss into the middle ends up being that they clear the puck, and these were two opportunities where we could have moved the puck around more and gotten a chance. So the first one, for example, Ernest got into this position, so a nice pass down there would have worked quite well. And then for part two, where Fee gets over here, she could have easily gone around the net or button hooked up on the half wall. Especially being a left-handed player, then she could have looked for passes or walk the circle and go for a shot. So a couple of missed opportunities right there, and I think is just a turnover. It ends up being icing, but we had a chance. All right, face off right here, won by Alex. Get a good chance for Lena to have a shot, but we want to break down some mistakes right here that results in the puck going out of the zone. So we had a little bit of pressure there, and Fee was able to keep it in. But here's where the mistake is. So Lena has pressure on this player, kind of discouraging him from going up here. Perfectly fine. Trying to cut that ice in half right here. So what should happen? So Lena's putting pressure on them, and she's going this way. That's perfectly fine. We're really trying to cut them off and shepherd them and trying to keep them inside the zone. The mistake is where Alex comes to shut off that boards but peels off. So that's a big no-no right there. And why is that a no-no? Because his job was to seal off these boards for that puck to maybe come back the other way. And Fee's already shutting off that middle side, right? She's done a good job cutting off this pass option. So where's that puck going to go? Naturally, it's either going to go back to the DD or he's going to rim it up. Most people are going to rim it up. And because of that, boom, Alex is not there and it's out. Now, there's also a mistake on my part where they're moving across. And I should have closed off the boards, carry on the opposite boards, but also kind of being mindful of any players that are going to come through the middle. So we weren't able to hold that, so that's another mistake. So it's just a multitude of mistakes, and unfortunately this player is able to get a breakaway. We could have probably chased them down further, but as we've kind of discussed, this league, usually if they got a breakaway, we just let them go. No reason in risking injury. And fortunately, Cliff makes a save. Big save at that. And for fun, we'll show banana peel. One thing Jess is really good at is finding those open ice. So she has a really good nose for the net. Gets a shot on, good chance. And we have the return of Dave. Banana peel. Alright, we got a face off right here. So Ernest Ernest swaps off with Fee because there's a red tape, but he made a interesting mistake of going on the opposite side. So if you're gonna swap with the right wing, you should go to the right wing spot, not to the left wing spot, which results in confusion for Lena. I totally understand that. Again, right wing, right D, left D, center, left wing. So Ernest has got us confusing Lena. Poor Lena. And just for fun, let's watch how the face-off unfolds. All right. Oh, so Ernest breaks play right there. He's going in, getting closed off, and decides to pass it across. In my opinion, in these situations, you got a couple things you can choose to do. If you feel like you're really closed off, but you got the speed, you could always chip it over and in, but obviously there's going to be a player there. Another option is actually you're going to aim for the cross corner. So if you're on the right hand side, you aim for the left hand corner and you go in quick, and hopefully you got follow up from the wingers as well. But with the defense back there, there might be a good chance that they're going to beat you to it, but at least you get the puck deep in the zone. What we don't like about this is that you're playing games in the neutral zone, which puts you in a really easy position to turn it over and go back the other way. It's a really awkward place to transition. And then also, without getting a good clean tape to tape pass, we also put ourselves in a position where we could go offside pretty easily. Now, another option is do a full reset. You just keep hold on to it and go all the way back, and then pass back to the D, whatever, and then gain a lot of speed going back the other way. That's another option. So I'm not a big fan of doing passes like this in the neutral zone, but sometimes it works. But I'd rather get it either deep, and which is a turnover. Like more often than not, it will be a turnover, but sometimes you can get it back. But it's a turnover deep in the zone is way better than a turnover in the neutral zone. And then the option two is you hold on to it and we can try to do a reset. So after that turnover, I have to show this play because it's in everyone's minds. The old pizza, but this one was an interesting one where it is a pizza, but instead of a flat pass, we had some air on it, a little bit of sauce. But let's play it. Freaking Albert knocks it out of mid-air and it results in a turnover. Jeez. Like, who does that? It's crazy. Alright, so they're coming on attack, but we turn over. The sequence pretty good. Accidental pass by Ray. Kathy resets around, sees that there is no left wing. That's fine. D-to-D pass. I think I would have preferred Ray being slightly behind, like behind as in if we go this way, he would be more over here, just to kind of create more space. But, you know, in this case it worked fine. And you can see how pressure's coming in quick on him, so that means it's just right for another D-to-D pass, which he does smartly. And now we got a lot of space. Kathy has room to work with. She can skate it up herself, but sees Alex there, so it works out. Alex does a good job getting in the middle for the open pass out to Jess. So that whole sequence was pretty awesome. But she gets closed off right in the slot, and it's a turnover there. It's fine. Alright, I wanted to show this one and kind of explain it more step by step for Ernest. He's getting better in positioning, but we'll put in a kind of break this down as to why he wouldn't be a great pass option. So you see how he pivots backwards and opens wide, which puts him in a position where he won't be able to see 91, and also if he receives the pass, he has to turn, which won't be great. So how do you put yourself in a position where he could receive the pass way better? So he's actually going to want to come down all the way down. So he stops up high, right? He actually wants to basically touch the crease. So a little bit closer. And he's really going to be reading where is Ray going, left, right? So in this case, he goes to his left, so Ernest is right. So how he would do that, he'd touch down that crease, and then Ray would be coming up, and then Ernest would just come up like this. And so Ray could decide to go all the way, or he could pass to Ernest, and that way he'll both be facing forward. You're on a really good attacking trajectory. And then Kathy, if he's coming up this way, she just swings back around and fills out on that right hand side until you guys are able to crisscross back over. And so versus like this, you can see how if Ray's coming up like this, or if he decides to go like that, you can just crisscross with him and come up the wing as well. That's not a problem. But you can see how this doesn't put him in a really good position. Won't be able to get up there with speed. I think right here, I would have preferred Ray to have shot. So pretty awesome. Like, he's in the prime spot. He's in the best spot where you work hard to get that puck to. Why don't you, like, you don't need to kill anybody and fire it up high, but you know, a nice hard shot along the ice, get some rebounds, go through traffic will do the trick. But he decides to play some games and lose the puck instead. So I don't know, I think I would have preferred a shot, because you're in a really good spot. You're in the center lane. Typically that's like, let's put it in a different example. If he was on the right side on the boards, you want to walk to the middle and get that lane, right? That's normally what you want to do, but you're already there. So I don't know. Alright, so Ray and Kathy do a good job. D to D pass. Ernest is there. Okay, so look at this complete difference. So Ernest comes down, all the way down, almost touching the crease. Now he's facing it. Pass lead in front of him, so he's now facing forward. This is a stark difference compared to the last clip, or the whatever exact, and is stark difference from last week as well. The only thing is, I wish he's able to handle it with a pass instead of it exploding off your stick like that every time, where you have to chase after it. But that's something that you can definitely work on at Stick and Puck. Yeah. And after that, Jess gets a good chance. She's got that drive to the middle, so she's always in a good spot to get a good shot. But her words, she has regressed a little bit. Her shot's not quite as deadly as season 1 or season 2. So she's gonna need to spend some time in the getting that shot power back. Alright, now this is crazy. Drop pass to Lena. Lena passes it to Kathy and somehow doesn't score. It was wide open net. It was wide open net. Oh no. Bummer. But it was a good chance right there. It was a good pass. Could have gotten Lena an assist. Come on, you gotta finish that, Kathy. Alright, so this is kind of a good example of that first clip where we're bringing it down. You don't need to be so fancy with these punch turns and tight turns like Ray did, but like button hook. So imagine, I think it was Fee on that right hand side. If she button hooked and then someone was down there, I think it was Ernest. So in this case, it's Alex. Perfect play. Gets blocked there, but you know, Alex is in a good spot. Could have looked for, so he went for the net front where Jess is. So let's kind of break it down a little bit more. Yeah, you know, it was open for a split second, perfectly fine. I don't really mind that so much, and it got shut down. And then he can also look for the magic spot as well, but you know, I don't mind that play. Now, one thing I also want to break down, and it's I think it's a common problem, but Alex does it all the time. Is we need to pay attention to where the stick side of our D are. So Kathy, right hand stick right there. No reason not to go tape to tape, but a lot of the mistake is we send it just towards the person, and that forces, you can see Kathy has to kick the puck and go on the backhand, and then it's like precious time right there that could be could cause a turnover. So just something to be mindful. Really look for that stick. Try to go tape to tape, and if so, right, like even rewind right here. If we had tape to tape, Kathy might have been able to skate it to the middle, look for passes like here's Jess or a shot. So many opportunities, which obviously gets ruined when we don't send it, like we send it to their feet and they have to kick it out. All right, we got the puck all the way back. A little bit of open ice to work with, but the pressure is coming in. Feed Ernest to the Wolves. Why don't you? Jeez. Alright, so we get a chance for Lightning right there, but Carrion is able to recover the puck, gets it across D to D. We get it up to Rayhan. Rayhan's able to settle it down. Lead pass up to Dave. Dekes through the other Dave. Dekes through Jeff, falls down, and he scores the goal. 1-0 by a pass by Rayhan and Wilfred. Alright, Ray is the king of sketchy plays, and this doesn't get any sketchier than this. It's the most insane thing I've seen. So, yeah, this is a little weird. So Ray's coming up. He's right D, coming on the left side. And Kathy decides to just stare at him for a little bit. And here is Ernest on the opposite side, filling for Kathy. I understand. So positionally we're already in a bad spot right now, and then Kathy realizes, hey, wait, maybe I should get over on the opposite side. And well, with Ray being over here already, a natural, well, a smart decision would be just ring it around the boards behind the net, get it over to the right wing or Ernest, which is already on the opposite side. Now Ray decides to do a backhand pass in front of a forechecker, in front of the net, so that Kathy can get it on her backhand. And they lose it. And so we get a shot on net, and Cliff has to glove it down. So, king of sketchy plays at it again. We got a banana peel. Whee! So we're going to see a goal against right here. So they take it into the zone, stop up, pass across. No one's able to handle it. Carry-on should be able to get it. Oh, missed it. And a shot on net and a win in. Short side. Cliff would probably like that one back. It's a pretty well-placed shot. But what can you do? What can you do? Not really any mistakes, just missed the puck and it went in. So offense right here, good lead pass up to Alex. And we're getting some zone time. I guess first thoughts right here is everyone's crashing the net and no one's kind of staying up high, which results in forced passes through the middle. Not a big fan of that, but it is what it is. Alex covering for Ray, good job. Fancy moves. Sent back down low. Positioning, not bad. Jess is in, maybe, yeah, I think this is fine. A good chance right there. Pass was able to get through. So she was able to get through kind of in a good position where it's only like 1 to 2 sticks to get through. Just missed that one timer right there, but otherwise pretty good chance. And then they are back the other way. Alright, third period. This is where they score their second goal. Let's kind of break it all down. Let's watch it, enjoy it, and then break it down. Some fancy moves right there. Alright. Now, okay, I got the clear picture. So, D's coming in on the attack. So we're trying to keep him on the outside perfectly fine. And Lena's staying on him, so that, defensively we're good there. The question marks are going to be here, here, and here. who's covering them. Now, naturally, what we would prefer is Carry On make sure covers number 7. This is the second forward coming in, so that would be Dave normally if it's man on man, but he's covering this threat that's coming in for the attack. That's fine, understandable. And then Fee needs to cover this player, but maybe she can momentarily help out in this area, tying up this player. So let's skip freeze frame some more. So Dave gets tangled up with that player. We're all kind of focused with him for now, and puck comes up to lefty, which should be right wing's responsibility, but they are too busy curling back towards the ref for some reason rather than stopping up high. Like, the lowest they should have been is kind of helping out around here. So then that means, like, yeah, the puck goes out to this player when he was here, you can help out, but you should also be ready to step up quickly as that puck goes to your responsibility, which is the lefty. Now at this point we realize, oh, no one's defending him because they're way over here out in the far distant lands. Then we say, we got problems, who's not covered? So Carry On's doing a good job, and we know this player was sneaking in from this whole pathway going across, and we've had to do that switch where everyone was focused on this player. So we're gonna get there late because of the developments, and so we tried to do a stick lift, but the puck got there just a little too quickly and they were able to score the goal. And of course this could be completely preventable if somebody was covering him. Alright, we almost got another oopsie daisies right here. So who's responsible for who? Naturally, Ray should be 124, Kathy on number 18. And then Dave doesn't have to put pressure on this player, but he can box him out. That's perfectly fine. So let's watch how it unfolds. Jess is doing an okay, like, that's fine. Going down for pressure. Uh-oh, how did Kathy... Uh-oh, not paying attention here. What's going on? Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Boom, one-timer. Big save by Cliff right there. A little late to the game. That would have been Kathy. Let's continue. Let's watch. Body check. So Jess is not able to get onto that player. What are you... Why are you going all the way up? What is... Oh, okay, I mean, that's fine because Dave went down there. And then Kathy's on the... Okay, alright. That's fine. I will accept that. Good enough. It's only the first one that was the mistake. Alright. Pass from Ray to Kathy. Well, some more sketch passing, but look at this. Ernest. What a stark difference than what he was last week. Way better. Alright, Ray. Why do you, like, you put yourself in such stupid positions to fall like that? Like, I feel like you're gonna get hurt one day, but I don't know. I don't even know how to analyze that. It just looks not safe. Alright, so here's one where Ernest's habits of playing D are there. So he obviously needs to break this. So he's going to support Ray, but it shouldn't be him, right? It should be him out here, and then Kathy should be here. But you know, growing pains, I suppose. So Kathy fills out where yeah, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. You're gonna be there and then realize you're not supposed to be there, but then puck's going there. Yeah, I mean, it works out because it goes to right hand, but it's just a positional mess for sure. Alright, so I've realized a couple things on this shift right here. So Dave's already scored, that's obvious, right? So pass out front, good chance on Lena right there. She was in the magic spot and kind of just floated in. That's perfectly, I like that. One thing is, because Dave scored already, he should be hustling out onto those support positions like on those walls and the corners to really like get that playmaking going on. So the problem, it's not here, it's more here. The time skip is, you see how he gets in these, like the magic spot. So where Dave is, I would have preferred Lena to be there. Whereas I would have preferred Dave, because he scored already, to be either like here or here, so that we can have some good passing options to move the puck around. So Dave's in a position where to basically, like, he's in a good spot to one-timer it, but if Lena was there, then she would have been a good spot to shoot it. So, you know, a little bit awkward, because now, you know, what do? You just force the pass through the middle, and then, you know, same thing happens again, right? So Ray coming down, and where Dave is where I would have preferred Lena to be. So it's kind of funny that he's in really awesome scoring places, but because he's already scored, he can't. So it's kind of an awkward situation. Alright, so puck's behind the net. Ray, there's pressure coming on to him from this side. So what is Ray's decision? He puts the puck that way. Not the worst decision, but an interesting choice nonetheless. Ernest has to scramble it because the other D partner is not there, and our winger is also not over there. So we're in a bit of a discombobulated state right here, and oh my god. I do not. Hold on. Let's. Does anyone see a green sweater anywhere? Looking pretty suspicious. And because of that, like, big chance right there on Cliff. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. That is also. Oh wow. That is just some sketch. Oh my goodness. Just maximum sketch. I don't know how you guys got away with a 0 during this game. It's crazy. Alright, this one's the craziest. So puck comes back in and they try to clear it out. Bonks Ernest right in the face, and it goes up into the sky, and he goes, whoa. Let's watch it one more time. Bonk, and he's knocked out. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're gonna witness the Ray special right here. Goes up and he falls again. This is like the third, fourth banana peel in this game alone. But worry not, there's more coming. Sophie comes in, button hooks back, which is not a bad idea. Loses it slightly, tries to keep it down low, banana peel. But she gets it down there, so that's good. Let's see what we got here. Ray, blind pass to nobody. Did he even look? But you know, okay, hold on. I know this play. Actually, I remember. Yeah. So sorry if that was really loud. Fee was yelling Ray, and when you hear that voice, you know, just echo location. Somewhere in that location. The only problem is look at how deep Fee gets. She's never really in like a good angle to get that pass. So, you know, positioning is another thing. If you're gonna call for it, make sure you're in a good spot to get it. Yeah. Alright, so this one was a pretty funny one, and we kind of discussed on this afterwards. So crisscross applesauce, and then Dave was thinking it could do a chip up, and yeah, I think it would kind of make sense to chip up, because right here it's a little bit of an awkward position because his back's turned. I don't know how to get that chip up without maybe bonking his foot, maybe getting hit here. The only problem I was scared of was Sam the gatekeeper coming in to knock it loose. So we could go for the option where we just dump it in, cross corner dump, but I thought we had the space to carry it in cleanly. Unfortunately, ends up being offside. I thought we were good there. Now that I'm looking back on videotape review, oh, maybe if you dragged your foot more. Oh, that sucks. Alright, so we got a minute left. Clock should be stopping, but it's still running. Come on. Anyways, pulled goalie. Let's see what we got. So, gotta get so number one problem was we're backing off. We should, like, let's actually go back here. So Fee's going in, but watch how she backs off on the pressure. Definitely, we've got the extra player, so we got to go in and like heavy on the attack, forechecking, and then Lena and Ernest can cover the rest. I think that's Ernest, right? Yeah, it is Ernest. But we kind of forced them to do a bad turnover, and okay, that was a bad play. Puck gets to here. Same situation. We've talked about this actually earlier in the game. Ray is in a prime spot. We'll even call it like the pizza zone, right? He's in the pizza zone. He's in the cone of death. Why are you not just firing it deep down? We got 3 players in front of the net. That is a huge numbers advantage. And he just like, okay, you don't need to rip it and just kill him. You don't need to like fire it as in score. A hard pass along the ice through the legs, like the easiest way to get pucks down is along the ice, because it's like your feet and skates are smaller in general rather than the bodies. So if you get it along the ice, oh, we had a big opportunity right there. So many people, like this poor guy right here, I think that's Albert. He's not, there's too many for him to handle. So decides to dingle. Terrible. Okay, so 27 seconds left. We should be able to handle another attack right here. So skating up, a slow pass. Okay, Sophie got it, but poked off. Red tape. Okay, fine. 13 seconds left. At this point, we need one person on the blue line, but ignore that. Ignore the strategy. Just back basics. Skating up with speed, 30 seconds left is fine. I don't really mind that one. Unfortunately, he's just not going to get enough time to get there. But yeah, that first play, like you're gonna let's rewind. If you're not going to shoot it, get it deep in the zone so that everyone else can dig it out. Like, oh my god, this makes me cry a little bit. Anyways, we lose the game 2-1. It was fun, a lot of chances. I didn't show them all because most of it was just kind of like we skate through the middle, like Jess style, shoot, and then back the other way. So not a lot of like much to show on offense unless you just wanted a highlight of shots. In any case, it was a fun game. It's some funny moments. If you liked it, it was a shorter one this week, but if you liked it, share it, like it, thumbs up, comment, the works. Anyways, I know this one came out late, but yeah, we'll see you maybe in a few days.